been singing and performing since I was like 7. So the idea that I wouldn't be able to do that didn't make sense to me. So, yeah, I mean, I would say the last few years, he's been trying to say, Chad, there are things going on with your body that you should be aware of. And I wouldn't admit to it. I was telling him everything's fine. And then it got to a point where I couldn't not admit to it. It was like physically, I couldn't walk. I couldn't sing the same. Yeah.
And Chad, you didn't want to hurt his dream too.
Yeah.
It was hard for you. I mean, Ian, you didn't want to upset his dream too.
Yeah, well, I made this decision, one, because physically I just couldn't do the same thing. And then two was, I didn't want my inability to tour or perform to affect Ian's dreams. And so
I wanted to support you and how do I support you? How do I talk to you about these things without feeling like I'm telling you what you can or cannot do? And so how do we support each other in this? And it's hard, and we're still figuring it out. We're in couples therapy, even though we're not a couple,
but you are. But it's so interesting to hear you in the way that you're interacting now, talking about supporting each other and hearing each other. Talk to us about what couples therapy has meant for your relationship.
It allows us to talk to each other and listen to each other with someone there who's witnessing, and that allows each other not to get defensive and to really speak from our hearts and listen from our hearts and not fall into the same patterns.